as well this, which is the winner's trophy. It is the trophy that the winner of the FIFA World Cup wins. Only the FIFA president, presidents of countries, and then those who win can touch it, because it's for winners only.
So I got forced to run again, and I ran again, and now I have the Olympics, I have the World Cup, and I have 250. So I said, this is interesting, you know? When I got them,
The 2026 World Cup draw, a landmark announcement from the Oval Office. On a pivotal Friday morning, President Donald Trump delivered a landmark and highly anticipated announcement from the very heart of American political power, the Oval Office. Welcome viewers to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, like my video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update. He officially revealed that the eagerly awaited draw for the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup, a spectacle that will set the stage for one of the world's most watched sporting events, is now scheduled to be held on December 5th. This monumental and culturally significant event will not take place in a sports arena or a convention center, but rather at the prestigious Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., a choice that is rich with political symbolism and cultural resonance. The announcement was not a solo act. It saw Trump sharing the stage and the spotlight with two other key and influential figures: FIFA President Gianni Infantino and Vice President Vance, who stood alongside him in a show of unity and mutual purpose. During the press conference, the former president, with his characteristic flair for showmanship, playfully and coyly hinted at the possibility of his personal involvement in the grand and ceremonious event, adding an element of immense speculation and palpable excitement to the proceedings. This draw is of immeasurable global importance because it will meticulously shape the foundational and architectural structure of the first-ever 48-team World Cup. It will methodically determine the precise composition of the 12 groups, a critical and intricate step that sets the stage for the initial matchups that will undoubtedly captivate, enthrall, and electrify billions of soccer fans and casual viewers around the entire globe. During the announcement, Trump was seen wearing his iconic red hat, which was boldly and conspicuously emblazoned with the phrase, "Trump was right about everything." He characterized the upcoming World Cup, with its month-long schedule and global reach, as probably the biggest event in sports, a declaration that underscores the profound significance he places on the tournament, not just as a sporting contest, but as a global spectacle. This statement was met with a similarly grandiose and sweeping comparison from Infantino. In an effort to convey the sheer magnitude of the event, liken the month-long tournament to 104 Super Bowls, a hyperbolic statement that aims to encapsulate the immense scale, financial impact, and viewership of the event. Trump, in his typical and inimitable fashion, enthusiastically amplified this sentiment, adding his own flourish and one-upping the comparison. Some of them are bigger than Super Bowls, actually. The rhetorical synergy and shared language between the two leaders highlighted the administration's deep commitment and palpable enthusiasm for the sheer scale and unprecedented global prestige that the event promises to bring to the United States and its co-hosts. Their shared excitement was a clear and unambiguous message to the world about the seriousness and dedication with which the United States is approaching its role as a key co-host. Tournament specifics, political nuances, and key figures. The 2026 World Cup represents a monumental and unprecedented collaborative effort spanning three North American nations: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. This trilateral partnership is a significant diplomatic and logistical feat. The tournament's official kickoff is scheduled for June 11th, a historic and significant date that will see the very first match played at Mexico City's legendary Azteca Stadium. This venue is particularly steeped in World Cup history and is a hallowed ground for soccer fans, having hosted both the 1970 and 1986 finals, making it a fitting and historic stage for the tournament's opening act. The grand finale will be held on July 19th at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. A curious and notable detail that has drawn commentary is that despite being chosen as the location for the draw, Washington, D.C., is conspicuously not among the 16 host cities selected to stage the actual matches. This decision reveals a unique and calculated blend of symbolic political prominence by using the nation's capital for a major public event and pragmatic logistical planning, which prioritizes established stadium and city infrastructure in other locations for the actual games. The choice of the Kennedy Center as the venue for the draw is laden with political significance and is far from a neutral decision. It is a calculated and deliberate move by Trump, who has previously taken definitive steps to assert control and influence over the institution. He had previously installed himself as its chairman and filled its board with loyalists, demonstrating a clear and purposeful intent to shape its direction and purpose. He has even publicly floated the controversial and audacious idea of renaming it the Trump Kennedy Center, a move that has drawn both sharp criticism and staunch support. By holding the draw here, the event is placed at the very heart of the administration's broader cultural and political agenda, effectively transforming a major and globally televised sports ceremony into a powerful statement of national and personal influence. The Kennedy Center, which is currently undergoing a significant and comprehensive $257 million renovation, will also serve as FIFA's new U.S. headquarters, further cementing its integral and lasting role in the global soccer event for years to come. Memorable moments and diplomatic gestures. One particularly memorable and lighthearted moment from the Oval Office meeting involved a charming and unplanned break from traditional protocol. In a grand and respectful gesture, FIFA President Infantino brought the actual and sacred World Cup trophy into the room, an object typically reserved for past winners and high-level ceremonial occasions. He ceremoniously handed the trophy to Trump, who, in a rare moment, momentarily fumbled it before carefully and gingerly placing it on his desk. The exchange added a human, spontaneous, and relatable touch to the otherwise formal proceedings. "That's a beautiful piece of gold," Trump remarked before playfully asking, "Can I keep it?" The moment added a lighthearted yet impactful touch to the official proceedings, showing the unique rapport between the two leaders. In a separate, equally symbolic and significant gesture, Infantino later presented Trump with a giant, symbolic, and personalized ticket for the final match, marked with a specific and significant seat. Row 1, Seat 1. This gesture underscored the highest level of diplomatic and ceremonial recognition, a personal invitation to the grand finale. Trump also used the occasion to proudly highlight his administration's enhanced and proactive security measures within Washington, D.C., which include the recent deployment of the National Guard and federal control of the city's police force. "It's going to be very safe," he assured Infantino, warmly inviting him to walk down the street with your beautiful wife to personally underscore the city's newfound security and stability. When directly questioned by a reporter about the possibility of personally drawing the team names during the ceremony, Trump smiled, leaving the door open but ultimately deferring the decision to the FIFA chief. Infantino's response, "It's a very interesting proposal," left the door ajar, adding an element of suspense and anticipation to the upcoming ceremony. The decision to hold the draw in Washington brought an end to months of public speculation that a city like Las Vegas might be chosen, as it was for the 1994 ceremony, which famously featured a performance by Stevie Wonder. By the time of the December draw, the identities of 42 of the 48 qualifying teams will have been confirmed, with the final 6 teams determined through playoff matches scheduled for the following March, building up the final roster and creating a sense of dramatic anticipation. Task Force and International Relations. In a diplomatically charged and politically nuanced moment, Trump suggested that Russian President Vladimir Putin wants to be there very badly for the finals, though he qualified the statement by stating his attendance may depend on the outcome of peace efforts in Ukraine. This statement linked the sporting event to a major ongoing geopolitical conflict, underscoring the political and diplomatic nature of the gathering. The administration has officially established a dedicated White House task force specifically for the World Cup, a direct and proactive response to long-standing concerns from travel experts and logistical planners about the nation's readiness for the immense logistical challenge of hosting millions of visitors from around the world. Andrew Giuliani, son of former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani, was appointed as the executive director of the task force, with Carlos Cordero, a former president of the U.S. Soccer Federation, serving as a senior advisor. This team is now tasked with ensuring a smooth, secure, and successful event. Trump was also quick to downplay any potential diplomatic friction with the co-hosts, Canada and Mexico, despite recent trade disputes that have strained relations between the North American neighbors. "I don't see any tension here. We get along very well with both," he insisted, while adding a characteristic quip that they just got to pay a little more money. This statement, while intended to be lighthearted and humorous, subtly alluded to ongoing trade negotiations and a consistent point of contention. The administration's message to international visitors was both welcoming and clear. Come, celebrate, and spend money, but be sure to leave on time. Vice President J.D. Vance reinforced this message, stating, "We want them to celebrate. But when the time is up, they'll have to go home," a point further emphasized by Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, who encouraged visitors not to overstay your visa or stay too long.